Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. As the current time of 9:14 a.m. on Eastern Time on Friday, and first just want to say happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the week, and it's gonna be a long weekend coming for the ones in the U.S. Memorial Day is coming on the 30th, so technically the stock market is gonna be closed. And for some folks, including some of the members on my team, have taken like a 4 days off, including today. So I'm like the only one that's kind of working today. And respect to this morning, on this Friday, it seems like we're getting some positive news, which is quite seismic, coming from the Feds, and the number is really driving some changes optimistically is coming from the inflation number. It seems like based on the gauge that the Feds have seen so far in April, it has risen by 4.9%, which is an increase. But if you compare that with March, which was 5.2%, it shows that we're kind of slowing down at the moment. So I guess with this, high level, just position, from one month to another, obviously it needs to have more of a progressive type of, cadence going forward. We'll need to see like what's gonna be happening as we finalize the numbers in May and subsequently in June for us to see that, progressive, normalization, in compared to expectation. And with respect to Dow Jones, S&P futures, and Nasdaq futures, we're all up right now, approximately like 1%. And with respect to the 10-year yield, is also dipping down to close to about 2.68%. But oil is still flying up in the air at 113.8 right now, so it's 114 at the moment. And across the spectrum, I'm seeing just news across the board. There's still more like lingering news around like altcoin, um, you know, the death of altcoin, compared to what will be the one coin that will last eventually, things like that. And that news actually percolated quite seismically on the international side of the house, which, allow Ethereum to actually hit all the way to 1700 during midnight, or like when we were dead asleep, especially for the ones on the East Coast like myself, right? And so this morning, obviously, with the inflation number showing signs of, I guess, reversal or slowing down, is conveying some buying pressure. But can this last, right? Knowing the fact that today is a Friday and we are heading on to a long weekend. So are investors going to be holding their breath, right? Are they going to be holding on all the way until? But knowing the fact that, with respect to the sell off we've been experiencing so far has been, long durated. It's not just been days, it's been weeks and months. That more investors are, probably taking the longer approach, right? At least the one that are remaining in the pool of investors that is in the investing pool at the moment, that they probably have a high propensity to be holding on for the long term. That technically the bottom should probably be relatively in. And at the same time, with respect to the macro market, a lot of corporate large investors have been loading up around these downturns, which is typically what the whales will be doing anyways, in comparison to what retail investors would just sell on fear. So buying at these levels would be very logical, and I was actually tempted to be buying some more last night, but obviously I was dead asleep. And I think around these levels is still logical to DCA. So let's just dive into technical without wasting more time. And apologies for my attire. I don't really have a lot of big meetings today, so I'm just kind of chilling in my shorts and my headband. I didn't even put my hair up today. But let's just dive right into it with respect to recording time of 9:18 on the Eastern Time. So 12 minutes away from market open. We are at the 1800 at the moment, trying to get back up to the next level of 1850 or coming back down to 1712 or 1700. Let's just keep it easy for ourselves. And with respect to current level right now, you can see that we crossed up and then crossed down. Right now we are still relatively flat, right? If you look into it, it's like doesn't really show a lot of big signs of big changes. and at the same time we still oversold. So I think right now buying around these level is pretty much no brainer in a technical perspective. And knowing the fact that we understand that there's still two major catalysts, the next FOMC meeting in June and then one in July. But we know that the Ethereum 2.0 is expected to debut in August or September, right? Let's just hope they don't delay. We should technically see some anticipatory pressure ahead, right? So it'll be another like wild storm coming for the market, and I hope that the FOMC meeting will be positive, showing signs of slowing down on the inflationary pressure, that it will basically normalize the interest rates, that we won't have to keep hiking it the way that we expect. If that conveys that signal, we will have a relatively massive rebound across the market spectrum. So with respect to Bitcoin, we're still flat, right? Up is 30,500, down is 28,500, all the way down to 25,500, right? With respect to Ethereum Classic, about 5% so far, $23 at the moment. Anywhere from current level down to somewhere around like 1850 would be logical with DCA based on the current setup. Doge up about 1% at 7 or 8 cents at the moment. Anywhere from current level down to 7 cents would be logical. Cardano at 67 cents at the moment, down about 2%. Anywhere from current level down to, all the flat numbers, like 45, 40, 35 respectively. Solana is at 42 right now. Let me just shift this to the daily. You can see that clearly we're trying to, and this is not me making things up, right? This is very logical why that is. We try to get back down to the 37, which was the bounce, and exactly that's where we bounced. At the 42 out of 70, $42 at the moment, we are still at the 28 out of 70, so very oversold. XRP up about 2% so far. At the moment right now at the 40, right? Any flat numbers, 40, 35, 30 respectively. So 20 out of 70, highly oversold already. Polkadot up about 5% so far at basically $10. Anywhere from current level down to somewhere around $8.50, $8, respectively, flat numbers, right? And then Algorand's down about 0.71% at 37 cents at the moment. Anywhere from current level down to 40, 35, 30 respectively. Shiba Inu up about 0.5%. Again, right, with respect to previous level of reach up was 2100, 1400, 900. So we are at 1000 right now. So I think it's getting attractive, I would say, if you believe in Shiba Inu, obviously. MATIC is not doing anything, just flat numbers again, 60, 55, 50, 45 respectively. AVAX down about 2%, 22.92 right now. Any like flat numbers again, like 22, 21, 21.50 respectively going down. We are very oversold already, 26.7 out of 70 at the moment. Alright, so it's a relatively normalized Friday, but we're still in a downturn. So despite this one verbiage, one statistics coming from the Fed showing a month-to-month progression, it still doesn't paint a huge long-term picture on the revival going forward. And at the same time, the next couple of months is still going to be volatile, right? Next FOMC meeting in June, July, we have a gap until September, and then we're going to see the Ethereum 2.0 transition, right? So it's like basically 3 macro catalysts that we need to look out for. Would I be selling because of like fear, and like selling at these levels would be very terrible decisions, and buying would be much more logical, and holding for a long term is much more logical, unless you really need, or you really need money at the moment for you to, I don't know, pay off your debt or something like that, which I can understand because of the interest rates. But beside that fact, I don't think it makes much sense to be selling for no particular reason, just because it's been down like this. You know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully this is helpful. Appreciate you for joining me this Friday, and catch me for the next one. Take care. Bye.